live here. We'll get started. All right. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Sharp Talk Podcast. I'm Tom, aka Tom Hosting Outdoors on YouTube and Instagram. And we've got the full cast with us today. We've got Alex, who you can find on YouTube and Instagram as the Knifebox channel. We've got Gerald, who is Outpost 76 on YouTube and Instagram as well. And we have Dirk, who is, I'm missing here on my card, Dirk Werning on YouTube and at Dirk Werning _ YouTube on Instagram.
That's the easiest one to remember.
No, he's the only one that has a different on both.
Yeah, I need to change that probably.
It used to be you,
know.
Alex. You and Dirk used to have different ones.
Mm-hmm.
And our guest with us today is probably the longest supporter of the podcast. Definitely the one who has left the most messages in the chat. We've got Paul. Paul, where can the people find you?
Polymorph on just about everything. PAWLIEMORPH.
Awesome. Well, I know that we've talked about this like a couple months in advance, like having you on here, and I think it got skipped over last episode.
Pushed back.
Yeah. Because we always got stuff happening. I know that last week Dirk was on a vacation while I'm stuck here at home, at work, all that good stuff. The week before that was the 4th of July, so everything's always getting pushed off. But finally got you on, Paul. Glad to have you on. I don't think we have any structure this episode. It kind of, as Alex said, fly by the seat of our pants kind of episode, kind of my favorite kind. So let's go ahead and get started. What's everybody carrying today?
Well, let Paul go first since he's our guest.
All right. Yeah. I got the PM2 and the copper scales, Rex 45.
Very nice.
Very nice, Paul.
I almost grabbed one of those when those were out.
It's got a nice little patina on it.
It looks like it. I got a whole bunch of colors going on there.
Yeah.
Camera. That's cool.
I like it.
How heavy is that? Because I feel like those are pretty heavy.
It's a brick. It is definitely. It's probably one of the heavier ones that I own. I know some new titanium scales just came out that are contoured and stuff for the PM2. But
Very
yeah,
nice.
It feels good though. You won't lose it. You'll know if it's gone.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh yeah.
Last I knew that's heavier than any of the Demco stuff even.
Yeah.
They're like 7.5 ounces.
Yeah, that's pretty heavy for.
You might as well carry a full-size Adamas, like the old one.
They should just put a little hammer end on the bottom of it.
Right.
We can use hammer.
All right, who next?
I'll go. I got the Skiff Drifter.
Oh, I'm jealous
That
of
was
that
loaned in by a viewer. I got to film this one. I'm going to do that right after this podcast live. So
I know I've said it before, but if I were to buy a custom, that would be it.
It's okay.
I just like the milling.
The milling is like, it probably isn't going to show up, but the pivot collar is milled and it lines up. There you go. And it lines up with the scales.
That's gorgeous.
Like the milling, like it's amazing. And then on the back side,
Oh, it lines up with
the
the
milling
clip.
on the clip lines up with the scales also. I mean, I'm not going to lie. It's amazing in that regard.
I like the colors on it. The silver and blue really pop.
Yeah, and the backspacer is the same blue. I mean, and the hardware is blue. So it's very cool in that regard. But the flipper tab is super uncomfortable to me. I don't know. I think Alex will probably have a difference of opinion because he owns one also. But yeah, and this one is going to be for sale also from the viewers. So I'll talk about that in the video that'll come out in a couple of days. But I think, what did I tell you, Alex? 700 I think you wanted for this one? Or 1,000 for this? 700 for the other?
Yeah, 700 for that one.
700 for this, and then I've got a Holt haptic also that the same viewer sent in that he's going to sell also, and that's going to be for 1,000. So a little sneak peek. Those videos are coming. I still need to film them, but it's a cool knife. I just the flipper tab isn't comfortable for me. So
That's pretty subjective too.
I think so. Absolutely. I'm not going to say that it sucks. There's some flipper tabs on some knives that everybody universally thinks suck. This is not one. This is not one of them. I just think for me, it's just you know, I'm not looking to buy one anyway, so it doesn't matter to me. But so, what do you got, Alex? He probably has his Drifter too.
I got my Kurt Merrick.
Ah, that's a nice
Ooh.
one.
That vintage micarta.
Yeah, it's my Phantom.
Love that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a nice one
Is
too.
it San Mai or is that just a Hamon?
It's a Hamon.
Very
It's
pretty.
actual Hamon.
That is super cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Nice job on it.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the
only-
one we talked to him about at the show that he was going to finish up, right?
Yep, this is the one. It's very, very nice. It's W2 steel, so you got to be careful. Keep oiling it like crazy. Yeah.
Mhm.
Really cool.
Sweet.
What you got, Gerald?
I just went back to the lightweight Rex today.
I saw a whole bunch of those popped up for sale the other day on Cutlery Shop. A bunch of the Rex exclusives. Like Para 3 lightweight, Native. I don't think a Shaman did, but the Manix was up. I was too late. I was going to grab one. They still had the... I forget which one they had. It wasn't a model I was interested in, though. That was the Native Chief. Should have grabbed one. But I got the K390 Endura with me today that just showed up yesterday. So no actual carrier use on it yet. But I'm excited
I've always
for that
liked
one.
I've always liked that model. The Endura has always been a favorite of mine.
Me too. I've never owned one. I've owned a Pacific Salt for a little while. I mean, it's same handle.
Okay. Yeah.
One of these.
Yep, same thing.
This thing's been through hell.
Yep.
But I didn't realize that it's like almost identical size to a PM2 over like closed,
Oh,
but with
Yeah.
like a decent amount more blade or edge
Blade.
length, which is
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
nice.
Yeah, one of my first Enduros was way back when the clip was molded into the,
Yeah.
FRN side and stuff. And so, yeah, I've had those for a long time. I don't have one right now, but I have had Enduros for on and off for years.
Listen,
I have my tool, Clock Tool Wave Endura. That's an old one.
what's funny
Mhm.
about this is like almost identical to the first Spyderco I ever bought was a blue Delica. So getting this
Okay.
kind of reminds me of that first Spyderco I had. It was kind of when I got it in the mail, I was like, yeah, this really reminds me of that.
Yeah, my first Spyderco was the police model back in the late '80s
Oh,
when
yeah.
they first came out.
Went for the big
And
boy.
it was only right-handed or left-handed back then. And the store in San Francisco had a left-handed. I fell in love. They ordered a right-handed. I waited about 6 months, drove back up to San Francisco, picked it up, and then carried that thing. I mean, like 10 years. Kept sending it into Spyderco to get sharpened, and they finally had to send me a new one because they had sharpened the blade down so much, because I was using the hell out of it, and
That's
it was
cool.
fully serrated, so it was just. I used it to cut drywall and cut frickin' wire and everything else. So
That's cool.
yeah. What was your first Spyderco, Alex?
My
Since we're talking about Spyderco, just
was a P2
okay.
30V little camouflage. My friend still has it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he still has it. He carries it once in a while. I gave him a little clip. I think I sold it because I bought the version. I've had a lot of PM2s. I think I've probably maybe like 7 or 8 of them.
That was my second Spyderco was the camo with black bladed PM2. I always like the looks of that for some reason.
Yeah, I think it looks good.
Blade on mine, but otherwise same thing. What made me really want to buy that knife too was I remember watching one of the Blade HQ videos back in the day with Ben, and they took PM2 outdoors and they did like a little mini torture test, doing a little batoning with it and stuff like that. And it did really well. So I was like, maybe I should try one of those. After all. At first, the look of it wasn't very appealing to me, but over time it grew on me.
So now look at you, getting cool customs.
Yeah,
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 now
none
you're
of
a
it-
EM2 master.
yeah.
None of his spider codes are stock. They're all vintage
No.
micarta with quail feather clips.
Nah,
Yep.
that's
I
what-
think he might have one or two stock, like maybe what, 4 spider codes that are stock, maybe?
I have more than that because I didn't send them all to you, Dirk.
Jesus. Like you sent me like 12 or 15, and I think 1 or 2 were stock.
Not that many, but I think the one that I left stock was the Janny song. But I'm gonna send that one to Eric to do some fat carbon scales for eventually.
That'll be cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then I have a man bug. I have a meerkat that's stock. I have a couple little spider coats too by Endura, the Glock Tool Lone Wolf Edition one stock.
Okay.
I almost got that one like 10 different times just to have,
I don't know if I've ever seen that one.
Really?
No,
Lone Wolf Distributors
really.
did a.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Wait, it's interesting. It's ugly.
I'm curious now. Is it still available?
Oh, I don't know, man. I bought that thing year.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's on
I
their
don't-
site.
That was
Okay.
probably like my second Spyderco or something like that. It's like a very old one.
$75 on their site right now
Yeah.
in stock.
Yeah,
That's
and
kind
then
of cool.
the one I regret kind of selling was I had a Delica from the Ka Arms edition one that had like that little cut off horn clip that looked really cool.
Yeah, those were neat.
Mm.
I had a denim blue one. I was like, oh, that's neat.
I can't believe they got Spyderco to put a Glock tool in the backspacer of that.
Yeah.
Huh.
That is kind of cool.
That's different.
I have a Glock, and it was supposed to be like I bought it not to have it like as my collection, but more as like my gun bag knife.
Yeah,
You
for
know.
sure.
Okay.
So worked great for that. It's got the stupid Emerson wave on it. So
Well, you got to be tactical, You got to be operator.
Right?
I hated the Emerson wave on a Delica that I had. It bothered me in my pocket. You'd pull it out of your pocket and not want it to deploy, like you're changing pants or whatever, and it would still deploy.
I'm not a big fan of the wave feature on any knife for that reason. At the end of the day, you're emptying your pockets, putting on your dresser, whatever. 9 out of 10 times it deploys, and you're like, God dang it. Like, you got to be able to take it out of your pocket and not deploy.
Right. Needs to be able to open when you want it to.
See,
Yeah.
I used to hate the wave until I really started using one at work.
Mm-hmm.
My God, is it so much easier just to already have your knife open when you're
I agree.
already holding something to cut. It made it where I went from hating it to liking it.
Okay.
So Jody had a really funny story. Big Red ED
Yeah,
dude. So he works I think on a naval base or something, right, Gerald?
yeah.
He works on a military base, and then he had a wave opening knife. I can't remember exactly which one, but he has to empty his pockets when he goes through certain areas.
Mm-hmm.
Pocket, he waved this thing open. These 2 teenagers with M16s, guarding the place, and he said he kind of shit his pants for a second. Yeah. That was probably the funniest wave story I've ever heard.
Again, yeah, you want it to deploy when you want it to, and you want to be able to easily remove it from your pocket without it deploying.
Right.
You'd almost
So
have to
fun.
think to move it and pull it out and pull it to the side to not.
Right, kind
Deploy
of
it.
twist it inward and then out.
Well, yeah, and you can manage like to learn how to like use the wave in that way really well, but it's like something you
Right.
have to do, you know.
Yeah, and the particular design of the wave, depending on the knife, makes some much easier to get out of your pocket without opening, without even thinking about, versus
Agreed.
other ones where you have to put some effort into it.
Yep.
Make sure it's not opening when you pull it out.
Right.
And I think that's really just it's like a personal thing, right? You have to understand how to use the tool that's in your pocket.
Right.
Yeah.
Much like if you're unholstering a firearm, like you need to know what you're doing with that thing, right? So after you carry a wave knife for a couple days, you should have it figured out, really.
Yeah. I agree.
I've never bought one. I've sold quite a few just because of that feature. It's a great tactical selling point. You pull it out, you're like, watch this. It opens all by itself.
Right.
Everybody's like, oh, sweet.
It does with the advertising.
Do you show them how to snap it?
Oh yeah, you show them how to I'm like, if you
Oh,
pull it
man.
up and kind of drag it to the corner just a little bit, it'll open all by itself. They're like, here, let me try, and it whips open like that's so easy. I'm like, here, $75,
Fair.
it's yours.
Yep. Let me ring you up.
Show them that corner of the pants about 6 months later.
Well, we don't have to talk about that.
Dude, that's just, even without the wave feature, that's a terrible thing. Jeans get tore up all the time. I don't have to buy new jeans because the knees wear out or because I outgrow them, but because the pocket's coming apart.
I've never really had that issue. I had one pair of jeans that did that. I don't know. I carry my back pocket now, so it's not quite as bad. Like I'm not
okay,
trying
yeah.
to drag it to like keep it off of other things. I just kind of
Mhm.
pull it up and out. I haven't really noticed anything carrying in the back pocket.
Yeah, I carried it in the back pocket a little bit way back years and years ago, and I didn't notice any problems there. But yeah, on the front pocket, corner of my pockets are all messed up.
Yeah.
I stopped doing it because it was tearing my car seat up to sit down and have the pocket clip poking out.
True.
In your back pocket? Yeah.
Yeah.
It depends. I don't know. I think it'd mark up leather seats pretty bad. I have cloth seats in my car, so I don't really notice any of it. So
Mhm.
far, I've been carrying it that way
Yeah.
for like 2 years.
Well,
Okay.
another people don't talk about back pocket carry puts tons of tiny little holes in your shirts.
Really?
Yeah.
I get that carrying my gun because I carry my gun appendix, and it like the rear sight will dig into my shirt, and my shirts get tore up pretty easily doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I've noticed that.
For wondering what I'm doing off screen, I'm dropping my knife.
Oh, we
I-
were wondering what you were like.
Very
you just,
quiet.
like in like witness protection thing there with the hat and
I
like.
thought you were stropping something else.
I'm just dropping a full, so of course.
I thought maybe Benchmade slipped him a couple extra bucks.
Right? Yeah. Were we sponsored by Benchmade today, or like?
We're making free OnlyFans content over here, or what?
That's a different camera.
He's got a side camera.
number 2 he's got over
Didn't see
there.
that one.
That's for the ball dance.
Oh,
Oh, boy.
Jesus. This is what happens when we don't have any structure.
So, I was going to ask you guys, because you guys all made fun of me before we started the podcast about wanting to talk about watches. What other hobbies are you guys into other than knives?
How much time do you have?
Well, we don't want
It's an hour-ish long show. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we're,
Well, I'm not
we're 20
married.
minutes
I
in.
have no kids.
Go ahead. I'll let Paul go first.
yeah, go ahead, Paul. What are you into?
I do 3D printing. I do rucking, which is walking with a weighted backpack. Gaming, all kinds of stuff. COVID kind of put a damper on it. I started playing D&D during COVID.
Okay.
Tabletop gaming, storytelling.
COVID pushed a lot of people into gaming. Gaming
How
industry
about-
kind of just exploded when COVID hit.
How about
Yeah.
what do you LARP?
LARP? No, I have like a kukri or something I could probably go at it with. During all the protests and riots, I was looking for some LARP gear, but you can't find anything right now. Like, chest rigs and stuff. You can't find them.
Right.
Yeah, because this world's lost their minds.
Yes, they have. Absolutely.
All the guns are bought up. All the ammo's bought up. There's a shortage for chips. Aliens are real.
Mm-hmm.
You
All
name
of it.
it. All of it.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy these days.
Nothing like I would have thought of if you asked me 30 years ago. Like what does 30 years in the future hold? I mean, yeah.
Mhm.
Microchip shortage. Can't buy a car now because it's cost twice as much.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad. And we're just now starting the lead time stuff, right? Everything, some of networking gear for work and whatnot they're saying it's 20 weeks for a network switch. And we're like, what the hell? So we're just now going into that, right? So all of COVID for the last year, they've had enough stuff in the warehouses to be able to kind of ship. And people weren't buying as much because nobody was doing projects and whatnot. So now, though, everything is a lead time. Cars,
Mm-hmm.
When I went on vacation, there was a concern about the rental car. We had reserved the rental car 6 months back, but we got notices and whatnot that there's no cars available. So you'll be lucky if you get a car when you actually show up at the airport to pick one up. And we did. We were fortunate. I think the week before we got there, they had unloaded a container or a shipload of rental cars. So ours had like 1,000 miles on it or something. It was like a brand new rental car.
Nice.
But yeah, everything is back ordered and long lead times and all of that right now. And I think it's going to be around for a while.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
They got to get caught up, and it's going to take a year or so to get caught up, I think.
Well, and then some states are going backwards, like ours. We're back to masks now, starting Monday.
In LA County, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm going down there next weekend or the weekend after. The last weekend of July, I'll be in Southern California.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm coming down on the 30th through the 1st. That Friday, I'll drive down Friday and I'll drive home on Sunday. Mostly going to be in Orange County. And right now, today, Orange County isn't doing a mask thing. But if LA County is on Monday, come Tuesday, Orange County probably will too. Who knows?
Probably not, man. Like Orange County always does their own thing, man. Yeah, you'll probably be good.
At this point, I don't care. Like here, I live in Napa. It's a toss-up depending on what store you go into.
Right.
This store, you don't need a mask. The other store, you do. It's like, guy, it's too confusing. So you just have to carry one around just in case you need one anyway.
Right.
See, we're back to. I mean, it might as well be 2019. Everything's wide open.
Yep,
you don't have
same.
to do shit.
Right?
Yeah, same here.
What do you
We
say,
were
Alex?
like that too, just starting off, and then bam, the Delta variant.
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever.
We're also
So,
not
Gerald,
quite as populated as you.
What?
So we're also not quite as populated as either one of you guys.
Right.
Yeah, we're very populated here in Los Angeles, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and if LA County is doing it, it's just a matter of time before some of the Northern California counties follow that.
Yep.
And then it'll be the governor just saying the whole state. Like we know how California goes, but we don't need to talk about California politics. Let's move on.
Yes.
And say, Gerald, what else are you into besides knives?
Well, since my back surgery, I can't be into cars as much as I was. It's a little difficult to do a lot of the stuff I used to. At some point, I have hundreds of unbuilt model car kits
Oh, okay.
that once upon a time I built, and then I bought a whole bunch. Life happens.
Trust me. I know.
I am into guns, but ammo's a little expensive right now to just go shoot whenever. So, and not, I think it's more of I'm not willing to pay that much for it to just go and shoot it.
Yep.
Not when, I mean, even back April last year, after there was, all this shortage and everything like that. I mean, I went out and bought a 500 round box of Winchester 9mm for $95.
Mm.
Not like that
You know?
anymore.
No, it's not even close to that. It's ridiculous.
Well, we could never do that in California anyway. But again, we're gonna just go off of the topic of the California. So you don't even want to know about our gun and ammo stuff here. So we'll
Yeah,
just-
look, I find it ridiculous because prior to all that bullshit, not a 100 round box of 9mm was like $17 here.
Yep.
That was the going price anywhere. 2,
Yep.
2, 3, 5, 5, 6 was everything was cheap.
Yep.
Cheap. It used to be like $7 for a box of 9.
Seriously. Like,
And now you're lucky if you can even find a box, regardless of the price.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, look, I look now to even get any kind of hollow point 9mm, a 20 round box.
you're looking at least
Mhm.
$30.
Yeah, those used to be like $18, $19. Now
Mhm.
all things I'm seeing around us are $50. I'm like, no way.
Yeah. That's how it is here too. It's all like the 9mm and stuff. It's like $25-$30 a box for 50. You just FMJ.
For
Yeah.
50.
well, bubble gum used to be 25 cents. Now it's $1.
Oh boy.
Come on.
And my dad used to go to the movies for a nickel and get a hot dog and have some change, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was in 1942 or whatever. So, yeah, that's a good looking knife, man.
Stropping's free.
Yeah, it's dropping
Yeah, no
free.
shit. The compound isn't.
True.
It's
Oh,
like
come on! You buy the 2 ounces of the Bark River
Oh.
CBN. That stuff will last your whole
They
life.
go forever. Yeah. Well, it's a buy
Yeah.
once, cry once thing.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many times I've loaded my own strap and made them for other people, and I have more than 3/4 of a bottle still.
It takes forever, and I apply a lot.
Yeah,
I put a lot on there. I want that shit to cut. I'm not
Mhm.
trying to be cheap about it.
well, I mean, it was pretty sharp when I got it, but it's definitely way sharper now. It barely could graggle a hair or two when I first got it. Now it'll like shave the whole hand with one swipe, so better.
That'll be never used again.
Oh, I've already hypnotized with this thing. I've already cut a few things I probably shouldn't have with
You
it.
surprise me sometimes, Alex. Sometimes you'll get a knife in and I'm like, well, that's going to be a great one for him just to carry around. And then other times you're using stuff that I never would have thought.
He likes to keep us guessing that.
He
Alex.
does.
You gotta do it for the gram.
I don't
Yeah.
care anymore, like it's a cutting tool, It's like, what's the point of not cutting with it? If you're gonna have it in the pocket and just to look at it, nah. Like the only one that it would be like that for me is maybe my Sharp by Design Arch Nemesis.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, you're not going to be using that one to cut open zip ties and
Yeah.
stuff. You may open a box.
I'm-
That's like me in the Frank Fisher battle, right? That one doesn't really get used. I'm going to admit it. But
But for the most part, even like stuff like this, why not?
yeah,
Or even like this, because I can send it back to Kurt when I ship it or whatever and say, hey, go fix it, for me for a nice little price. And I'm back in business. So
agreed.
I like using customs for that reason. Usually the makers be obliged to fix them most of the time.
Well,
So since you're strapping there, Alex, Ryan in the comments says, what's the best way to get compound off of a leather strap?
I don't think you can.
Ooh, that's tough.
well, it
Yeah.
depends on what kind of compound.
Yeah, you could sand it down.
Yeah, that was,
If it's diamond paste and a pink drawing eraser won't take it off, a barely damp magic eraser will make it 100% clean, like it's brand new.
okay.
But aren't you still
that makes-
concerned with grit particles being down in there?
Nah, I haven't worried about it. I've been doing like if it gets really dirty,
Mhm.
if I let it get really dirty, I've used magic eraser for years. I've never worried about it.
Really?
Still seems fine. Yeah, because if you're using like a paste or something like that, once you put it back on, it's going to be rougher than anything that might get left from that magic eraser, even on like a 1 micron or a half micron.
Yeah.
Even with raw leather.
Some of it's going to soak in, but some of it's going to sit on top.
Well, I'm saying, like, if you wanted to apply, like, a different compound to it after the fact. Like, let's say he wanted to go from 1 micron to 0.1 micron. You can't. Because that 1 micron is still going to be there. You can go coarser.
You really can't.
You can go coarser, but you can't go finer.
Yeah, because you can still, no matter how much you clean it, you can still feel. And especially if you're wanting to go to something less than a micron, if you sand it, it's not going to be the kind of surface you're looking for to use that fine of a compound.
Do you clean yours at all, Gerald, with like the emulsion stuff? Because I just reapply right over top of it. I don't even wipe it down.
It depends on how well. I do all that testing, so sometimes my stuff gets really dirty. It depends. I'll probably reapply 2, 3, maybe 4 times, but like when I can tell that the whole surface has that shiny metal look to it, I just the whole thing and start over. That's maybe every 6 months or so. That's even with all the testing and everything.
If I wipe it down, I hit it with like a dry paper towel, and it helps bring back the surface a little bit. It takes off some of that surface, like the shiny part that you're talking about. Not all of it. It's not going to take care of it all, but it helps rough up that surface a little bit again because it gets all matted down.
I mean, I guess it depends on what finish particular leather you're using also.
True.
Like horse is pretty hard. You can pretty much do anything you want to that, but I mean, really horsehide, I don't know if I'd use anything less than like 3-4 micron on that.
True.
But then stuff like basswood, I mean, dude, I don't know, I probably get a year. The basswood straps I make that are like 3x6, if I put 16 micron CBN on them, I can probably apply 4, 5, 6 times, and at the end of like a year, I just toss it and cut a new piece off and keep going.
Not today's prices, you won't.
See, the good thing though is I bought a ton of that stuff in the past, so I have I probably have 2 different thicknesses, 12 feet worth of basswood.
Perfect. Are you good to go?
Are old belts worth using for strops or no?
You can. It's simple.
Yeah, it depends. Yeah.
I guess it kind of depends on the finish on that too, though.
Yeah, you'll know too smooth of a finish, and it doesn't matter how much you let the compound dry on the leather, it's gonna take it off. I mean, I had one kind of leather I used that was meant to be for a belt. It was finished to be for a belt, and it was cheap, so I picked it up and made a few strops out of it. It doesn't matter what compound you put on it; it'll wipe it off within a few knives being put on it, and you're back almost bare leather again, just because it's so smooth.
See, I like the smooth leather. Not super smooth, but I don't like the nappy stuff. I've never been a fan of that.
Yeah, this is like I'm not huge on how leather's finished, but the way this is finished, like I can't get CBN to soak into it or anything. Like it's perfect for a bare strop. It works awesome as a bare strop, but trying to put any kind of CBN, any emulsion, spray, compound, anything on it, it won't take it for some reason. Now, the flip side is a little rough. It's got a little nap to it. That'll hold anything.
Okay, yeah.
The best one I found was Knife Ship Free. You can see it back here in the background. Not the darker one here. The Knife Ship Free one is the smooth on both sides. Normally you can only find nappy on one side, smooth on the other. And that's the only one I found that's smooth on both. The other one right there is I Heart Knives made that for me. Mike did. And that's kangaroo leather. And
yeah, wherever Mike orders that leather from, he sent me a whole box of scraps also, as well as straps. That stuff is nice.
It's so nice.
I'm using Viking strop
if you want to make your own strap, the cheapest decent leather you can readily find, just go to Hobby Lobby. They sell bookmarks that are like 1.5 by 8, and then they sell 12 by 12 pieces of just some kind of cowhide. It'll hold any compound you want to put on it. It works okay with anything from 0.5 micron all the way up to 16 micron, and it's inexpensive. I think you can get 2 bookmarks for like $3.
I've seen that when I was there last. I mean, it's been a hot minute since I've been there, but yeah, it seemed like it was decent stuff.
Yeah, I just cut a piece of wood that fits it, smooth a little bit of E6000 on the back of it, press it flat like in between 2 books for like 30 minutes, and that's it. You got a strap.
Well, there you go, Ryan. Hope that helps.
Yeah, that was a lot of strap info.
Look at this, just on bare leather, the 154 cm stuff, just like so quick to drop back to life.
That's good stuff.
I know, man, it's really good stuff. This is like a really cool knife too. It's an old Bradley Kumari, like old one. I think like
Okay.
20.
Now, before we get too far in, we got to take bets, because now that I'm better, I can send Alex back that BRS.
Yeah,
We all need to take bets on how long it's going to take himself to get cut with that.
well, everyone that I flip is sharp now. Like I just don't do aerials anymore.
All right.
Well, I
Nope.
mean, there's also a difference
When
between
coming back with sharp.
yeah, there's a difference between what edge comes on that and probably the knuckle splitter that Gerald's gonna send you.
But if you're always
Yeah.
conscious of handle,
Yeah.
never happen.
Oh boy, he said the N word. He said it, he said never. Oh boy.
3 minutes from now, he's going to cut himself.
Exactly. Right here on live. So
You know the French invented the guillotine, right?
Did. Yes, we did.
Oh boy.
I know. I was messaging him. I'm like, man, I'm kind of getting back into Valley songs a little bit. I've been carrying one around at work. And
Yeah.
I'm like, what's that in your pocket? Because I put it in a clip slip so you could just see like a little bit of this hanging out. I'm like, oh, is this legal? Like, yeah, man, it's legal. I'm like, cool. But they are fun. I like them.
Yeah, Nap Sergeant had a good point. Yeah, you'll never cut yourself with it until you accidentally drop it on top of your foot.
Well,
Yep.
aerials, like when you start flipping them. I had one land on my thigh once. It was pretty.
So you were doing it sitting down? Bold move.
Yeah. Exactly. Good one.
Oh, and you know what's even funnier? I was going through a box today, and I refound one of those flea market Bally songs from like 1982.
Oh, there you go.
I remember those are the pin kind.
Yeah, oh yeah. This one's horrible and rusty, and you can't flip it or anything.
Oh, jeez.
I almost bought a BRS replicant a couple days ago when they came into stock, but I was holding off.
I did the same thing for years. I always wanted a BRS, and every time, like when they come out, I'm like, maybe next time. And then I finally got that green channel. That was pretty cool. Worth the money. They're really.
It had a G10 handle, and I was looking for a titanium or either upping it to the Alpha Beast. If I'm gonna throw money on one ballad song, I might as well get a really nice one.
Right.
And not have that, oh, I wish I would have got the next one up or whatever.
But the replicants in G10 is pretty nice, man. It's even though it's less expensive, it's not like any worse by any, because you got like nice grip with the G10 and it's light. I always thought the replicants were cool.
What if you went on
Anyway,
and looked for one of those Benjamin 87s? The full.
Is that the one with the big ass?
the big warning blade?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are cool.
The only thing I thought was really cool is the magnetic.
The magnetic clip thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was. I think their new one does it too, right?
I don't know.
I think so.
I think their new one does it too. Was it the 67 or I don't remember what they called it.
That 87 is huge.
Mhm.
It is a huge battle song.
But Bali songs are supposed to be big in general. Like this is like tiny. They're supposed to be like 4.5 or 5.
Right.
Yeah, the blade on that one was 4. If it wasn't just 4, it was a little over 4. And because of the full tie
Mhm.
handles, it was kind of heavy.
Yeah.
That was nice. But people didn't want to
I
pay
think-
$600 for it.
I mean, I
Yeah, they're definitely pricey.
have a couple pricey ones. I still think this is my favorite. This is just a stainless steel, very old one. I don't know what it is about it, but it flips so easy and like the action on it's so nice. It's been a long time companion.
Those new ones that they have, is that the Kimura?
Yeah, like the 3 or something.
The
or
new ones
4.
are terrible.
Yeah, I haven't tried one of those. I was tempted when I saw they came out because I love this one so much, but it just didn't look as appealing.
We carry them at the shop, and they're made by the same people that make Bear and Sons. You can tell, like the boxes are all the same, labels are all the same. Yeah, and the quality is just not there.
Yeah, because this is definitely not like a Bear and Son. Like this thing feels like super awesome in quality and fit.
Yeah. Don't
Like the pivot, you can see the screws are nicely domed and like they're
Mhm.
sunk in. I mean, it's real.
don't get me wrong, they're a step up from the Bear and Son, but you can tell that they're still made by Bear and Son.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't
I
know
just
if it
can't-
was always that way or if they just got bought out.
I don't think so because this does not look like that at all. This feels amazing. This one. And I remember this is actually a. You can see the 4 X's on it. It's one of those blemish models.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I bought this after they were discontinued, and it was like Blade HQ said, "Oh, last release, the warehouse finds or whatever, couple blemish models."
Right.
And I'm like, man, this thing is awesome.
Well, if it works for you and you like it, that's all that matters.
And is.
That's the beauty of the knife community is there's so much of a variety that there's something for everybody.
Yep. Well, you guys know me. I like to dabble in it.
So much variety.
Yeah, you have a
yet-
very huge variety of knives.
so
for
much
sure.
variety in the market, but yet no originality.
Well, I mean, a knife's a knife. Like, I mean,
You can only redesign it so many times.
you can only redesign kind of a pointy thing with a handle. There's only so many ways to come up with it. That's why a lot of people are like upset that so and so copied somebody else, and I'm like,
Yeah, I'm so
I
tired
mean,
of hearing that. That's such
kind
a
of they did, but
ridiculous-
kind of they didn't. Like it's like a new tire company coming out, and then people be like, "Oh, you copied Goodyear." Well, it's a tire.
Yeah.
I mean, how original can I be?
I was kind of wondering that. What's the next innovative thing in the knife industry going to be? Is it going to be a lock? Is it going to be a super steel? Is it going to be something else?
It's gonna be knife.
It's gonna be what? You were breaking up, Alex.
It's gonna be gender friendly knife.
Gender friendly.
Oh Jesus. I don't know. That's a great question. I don't know.
There's
I
don't know.
think
There's
that-
always steel evolution. Like that's always happening.
Yeah.
And there's always new ways to design that kind of stuff. They're always making
Yeah.
new discoveries
Well,
on
that-
that kind of stuff.
Look, I think something that was really cool, and we talked about it, is that guy that was an aeronautical engineer that did the S-35 VN inlay and the carbon fiber blade.
I don't remember that. When was
So
that
like
from?
Quadruple 7 or something, or
No, I can't think of the guy's name right now. I was just looking at his stuff again on Instagram yesterday.
I remember there was a guy back in the day that used to do like a Sanmai, like carbon fiber overlay with a blade core. Is that what you mean?
Yeah,
I'd be
he
down
just,
for that.
just actually started putting stuff at Greenlee.
Then this is not the same.
It's a full-size knife that's like 2 ounces or something ridiculous like that.
What?
Wow,
was it Sandrin?
No, no,
that's the
no. I
So-
can't look it up because I'm on the same phone that I use for Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it'd
so-
be the Riot Jack number 4.
Yeah, I'm looking right now. I don't see any. Like just by searching on
No.
Google.
Tom, if you go to YouTube and search, I think the 7 Ready guy,
Mhm.
he just did a review of one like a few weeks ago.
Hmm. 7 ready?
Mm-hmm.
I'll be right back, guys.
Let's see, channel. Because I don't.
But yeah, steels are always evolving. Locks, I don't know. I mean, yeah, Demko come out with a shark lock. So maybe somebody else is going to come up with some other kind of lock.
Maybe like a folder that like sharpens itself when you close it.
Yeah, and then we see that on late night TV.
How do you spell it, Gerald?
That'll be on the stores, as seen on TV or something.
Here we go. It's the VC Edge interface is the knife.
Interface. Let's see this. So it's an inlay, so it's like an S35VN core.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. That's actually really cool.
Can you share that screen?
Yeah, it will.
Let's take a look at this thing.
Yeah, it's actually a really cool knife. Oh, sorry, it's a 3.6-inch blade, 1.75 ounces.
Dude, I'm digging that. That's like right up my size, Ali.
Super cool. And it looks like he's doing a whole bunch of different variations of it.
Yes.
Huh. I wonder if he's going to change. Is it all S35VN so far?
I'm not sure.
Tiny looking clip.
3.6-inch blade and it weighs 1.75 ounces.
Yep. 8.5 inches overall.
Wow.
I want to check one out.
Now that is innovative.
Anybody
Yeah,
got
that-
one? Let me know.
That is definitely something that's different. That's
I want to
way
see.
That is neat. Well, that opens up a lot of options. If he can do that with that, I wonder what.
Yeah, I mean, if he's doing it with S35 right now, he can do it with anything, really, probably, right? So,
Right.
This
That's
year
interesting.
it'll be S45.
So that's the only model he's making right now.
that's okay. That's a great looking model.
That is cool. I like that design right there on that blade.
Yeah.
Like that. It's like unidirectional. That is cool. Man.
Would you all ever buy a knife that, is a Tanto and then it comes with another style of blade that you can just bolt in? Or would you rather just have a whole separate knife?
I would check one out. That's kind of like your Riot Jack type of thing where you can change stuff like that. I'd be interested in something like that. Alex is having way too much fun.
He's downhill skiing. He's practicing.
He's downhill skiing while he's eating chips as we're in the middle of July. Okay. In Southern California.
Someone
Yeah.
take this. Someone take Google Meets away from him.
Dude, can somebody change his permissions? This is like, wow.
At least you don't have the soundboard going.
Hey,
Oh,
she's-
god dang it.
Stop, man. Dang it. Yeah, I'd be into something like that, kind of a change the blade type of deal, maybe. I don't know that would be my main blade to carry. It would depend, I'd have to check it out. But something like that is kind of interesting and intriguing to, kind of check out and handle and stuff like that, at least.
So what you're saying is that like it would come with multiple different blade shapes and you could swap them?
Yeah, so you could, if one got dull or something, if you were in the field, you could swap into the new one until you could sharpen the other one. Or if you wanted a different blade profile for doing a certain task, like you were whittling stuff for kindling, on the campground, and then you want a thinner blade to slice the fish you caught or something like that.
That'd be kind of a cool concept.
And they could do it pretty easy. Like if we're switching the whole blade, right? Who was it that I did some that have like that field strip option?
True.
Where, you can just, you kind of hold something and twist it, and then the whole thing comes apart so you can clean it out in the field with no tools. They can incorporate something like that, and then here's a different blade.
That little, I forget what they call it.
I think Gerber Gator has something like that, but I'm talking like a nicer EDC,
Yeah.
M390,
you say-
carbon
Right.
fiber, that kind of stuff.
You say
Not
cold
like
steel,
the-
Gerald?
Yeah, they have some little knife like that. The problem is they're using like 40-34 steel. So
Yeah.
like,
We carry.
cut one thing with one, it's dull. Cut one thing with another, it's dull. Cut one thing with another, it's dull, and you're out of blades.
We carry that one.
Right.
You got a drop point, a warnie, and a serrated warnie with it. And it's super easy to swap them out. It's like the old, the case exchanger style. So it's like this. It's like a back lock in a fixed blade that you press like
Yeah.
this, and the whole blade pops out. And you can just slide a new
Okay.
one in.
Okay.
Kind of neat.
Look, believe it or not,
I can't
those
steal that, Alex, with your thing. Wendy's Pringle? What? Spicy chicken
Spicy.
Pringles?
You had my curiosity, but now you have my attention.
Now the pizza flavored Pringles are not bad. I'm not gonna lie, and everybody knows I love my pizza. But the pizza Pringles, they're really not bad.
All right, now hold up. You just brought something up to my mind, and this is not related to the podcast whatsoever. Y'all see the new the mac and
gone
cheese
past
flavored ice cream?
No, I have
I
not.
saw that. My buddy tried to get some, but it was sold out.
Mac and cheese flavor, Kraft mac and cheese flavored ice cream.
I would check it out.
I would not. Listen, I love mac and cheese.
I don't.
I love ice
I
cream.
would try
Don't put them
it,
together.
but I don't think I want to ruin my ice cream,
Ugh.
experience with that. But I would try it. I'll try most things. So
Maybe don't mix hot and cold stuff with ice cream. Like get something else that's
Right.
served cold and put that in ice cream.
yeah, I think it would be kind of a mind, kind of mess with your mind.
If I
eating
wanted mac and cheese flavored ice cream, I just
cold
mix the
mac
two.
and cheese.
Yeah.
Although I do like cold mac and cheese, like
Oh.
leftovers leftover the next day. I do like that.
Nope.
I got some weird. Yeah, let's again like the California politics and stuff. We won't go into my diet,
Oh,
my eating habits.
it's pizza, guys. It's just purely pizza.
That's all right.
It's mostly a pizza variety. Is 90% of what I eat. Pizza rolls. I have eggs and stuff for breakfast.
Pizza,
So-
mac and cheese, chicken. Those are my three basic food groups right there.
Well, pizza covers everything, right?
Yeah.
Pizza is the perfect food. It has all of your food groups in one slice.
Only
So,
if you,
if what?
only if you get a supreme.
No.
True. Well, yeah, because you got to get your veggies in there.
Oh, you can leave that out. I don't need any of that.
No, I'll put veggies on my pizza. I don't care. I just don't want anchovies is really about the only thing I don't like on my pizza, and jalapenos. So when I
You
go
don't
with my son, we have to get a different pizza.
Tom doesn't like pizza because his hands are too small to hold a slice.
Exactly. I like the real small slice stuff. I have to buy the small pizzas because the slices are smaller. If I get like an extra large, the slice is like 5 times the size of my hand. I don't know what to do with it. I gotta hold it up like this.
Yeah.
It's like holding up.
Okay, wait, we gotta talk about something now.
All
So
right.
Tom posted a picture, him at the gym, on Instagram.
Uh-huh.
Okay, now, in order to make his hands look bigger, I think he purposely went out and got a tiny phone. Because that phone looks tiny in his
Hey,
hands.
listen, I don't know what to tell you. Like, here's my phone. Here's my hand.
No, that is not the same phone. You took that picture with. Get out of town.
That's not his gym
That
phone.
phone was black. It wasn't white.
Yeah, what? Go back and look.
He
Oh,
was
you
he was
can't. It was
holding
a story.
him up his car.
Listen, I had
That was
I
the
had to edit the phone to make it look
My
smaller.
phone.
I had to shrink it.
And he was taking a picture into the mirror and everything, so it's all an optical
Hey,
illusion.
it was an empty gym. There's nothing, not holding anybody up. You know.
Okay.
What was the guy's name who took that picture?
Yeah.
It's either Hans or Franz.
You guys like how I cleaned up my office area?
I do. It looks
Yeah, it's
very
about
nice.
time.
Looks like you're moving into
It's
the
about
afterlife, though. You're
time.
kind of like floating in and out a little bit.
Yeah, the virtual background thing kind of does that.
Let's see.
See, well now
We've really gone off
we
the
really have.
deep end here.
Really
Like, I don't even think anybody's watching. Oh,
No,
there
we-
might be
we got-
7 people
We got
still.
7
So.
concurrent right now. I mean, that's not bad for not advertising. We would have 8, but
how
Paul's here
many is
instead.
us though?
We'd have 8, but Paul's on. So our number count is down
Listen.
by, you know.
Our number,
Hey,
of, our number of
chat.
chats right
Oh.
now is way down.
Oh, yeah.
We're waiting for Coca-Cola to sponsor, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll get
That
right
would
on
be
that.
cool. I'm sure.
We're
They're
at
gonna-
the top of
they're
their
gonna-
list.
Oh, God.
Speaking of sponsors,
Yeah.
we should have mentioned it earlier in the episode, but Urban EDC Supply, they've got a whole bunch of new knives in. If you guys want to help support us as well as Urban EDC Supply, go ahead and use the link. It should be in the description of this video, or it's going to be in the description of any of the podcast episodes if you're listening on anything else. I saw the other day they got a huge restock of a whole bunch of different stuff.
Again, Urban EDC is a great place to shop when you're looking for more than just knives. You might be looking for a really cool pen, or you're looking for a cool challenge coin, or even perhaps a Douglas field lighter. That's a great place to go to get all kinds of cool gear.
Man, that almost sounded professional.
Wow.
They got any LARP gear? I need some LARP gear.
I don't think they got any of that. So, you know, Alex, it's hard to take you seriously when you're an astronaut in space over here. We gotta take Alex's filters away. Is there an option for me to play with that or take that out?
He's trying to say the prices at Urban EDC are out of this world.
Hey,
There,
thank you.
that's what he's saying.
Damn.
Thanks for translating that for us, Paul.
Oh, guys, we can't say bang. That's Neve's Knives.
Oh, jeez.
Trademarked.
Boom,
Who?
Boom.
boom.
Bing. Bada bing, bada boom.
All right, we need to take Alex's filters away.
Dirk, don't eat me. Don't eat
Oh,
me.
boy.
Dirk, I'm junk food. Come and get.
All right, we have gone way down off track today, and to the 5 and 6 of you that are watching, we apologize for Alex. And yeah, so where were we? I don't even know where we started
Hobbies.
this trail. A hobby, hobbies other than knives. That's correct.
Who still has to go?
I think Tom, you and me have to go, so I'll go ahead and go.
All right.
My
Knives, of course. Watches, of course. Not of course, but if you've watched my channel at all, you've seen some. Or if you watch my Instagram or Facebook, I do post a lot of watches. Today I have on a titanium G-Shock Square, the all-black version, which is opposite of Alex's newest acquisition, the camouflage titanium Square. So knives, watches, a little bit of guns. I live in California, so we'll leave it there. Cars, off-road racing. Been involved in off-road racing probably 10, 20 years. So, yeah. And then I watch a lot of movies and stupid shit on Netflix. So that's about it, I think. I don't know. What about you, Tom?
Well, on top of knives, obviously sharpening. I've got probably just as much in sharpening gear back here as I do in my whole collection of knives. Fishing, you can see all the rods there in the background. That was my first thing.
Okay.
If you go far enough back in my channel, you'll see some old fishing videos.
Cool.
Golf. I played golf all throughout high school. Still play now. Obviously lifting now. Lifting for the past year and a half or so. I probably spend more money on that now than anything.
Oh, okay.
And guns.
Well, it's
Guns
super
has
expensive
been
now.
the most recent thing.
What's the most recent?
Guns.
Oh, that's most recent.
Yeah, that's the most recent.
Oh, okay.
Starting to buy more. The wish list is growing longer and longer. Like what we said back in the day when we made the whole Sharp Talk merch shop, sell knives, buy guns. That's been the whole thing lately.
I still have my mug.
Do you really?
I have sold knives and bought watches,
Look at that.
actually.
Sell knives, buy guns. One of the original
There
merch.
you go.
That's cool.
Yeah, no, I've sold knives and bought watches. So at some point, I don't know. For me, I really looked at my knife collection and said, do I really need two of the same thing just in different colors? Do I really need 3 or 4 of the same thing but in different colors and steels? And I really just kind of reevaluated, about a year ago and looked and said, I got a lot of money tied up in all this stuff just sitting in the safe, the top of the dresser, my table over here. It's just all over the house, right? I mean, fortunately, I live alone, or else I would live alone, right? So, but yeah, I really looked at it and said, I don't need all of these. I don't carry all of these. Some of these I never carry. And so I sold stuff off. I had an opportunity to buy a watch. So I sold a bunch and covered that. And then I bought some, like 2 more big ticket watches within the next month or so. And so I kind of been stuck on that over the last 6 or 9 months. And Alex is just, we're just trying to ignore him and keep the topic somewhere else. But yeah, so I get it. And then living in California, well, yeah, that's the whole gun thing.
Yeah. You guys got a lot more restrictions than we do over here.
Yeah, and I took my vacation in Hawaii, right? I think everybody knows that. And I went to the Big Island to visit a good friend of mine that lives there. We stayed at his house for a couple of days towards the tail end. And he's an avid hunter and has gun, all this stuff, right? Big knife guy and whatnot. And we were talking about the gun laws there. And it's, in some ways, worse than California, actually. The things he has to go through to buy a handgun was crazy. Like, go to the police station, get a permit, go buy the gun, go back to the police station, get another, verification. It's three visits to the police station before you can take a weapon home.
Wow.
For a handgun. Long guns are different. You have to get a new permit every year that allows you to buy 99 long guns a year. And if you want to buy more than 99, if that's a thing, you can. You just have to reapply for another permit or something. But yeah, it's almost worse than California in a lot of regards.
Well, I'm glad I can just run to the gun store, fill out my 4473, and take my gun home as long as I pass that day.
I got no comment.
I want to meet the guy that needs to go back and buy another gun after he's got 99. And I just want to look at his collection and see what the hell he's buying.
Yeah,
if
man.
he needs more than 99.
You see
Right,
him from
yeah.
time to time. You see him from time to time.
Hawaii is not a big state. I don't know where you're going to put those.
Exactly.
What's written?
Saltwater, safe, steel safe.
Yeah, so it's not just California, and the carrying laws there are way worse than California, actually. Well, they're very similar. They're basically the same. You cannot get a permit in Hawaii, much like the majority of California. You cannot.
Really?
I think it's nowhere in Hawaii can you get a permit. And in California, some of the outlying areas, yes, but in major metropolitan cities, basically no.
They don't let you carry it all.
They don't let
LA
you carry it all.
No, you can, but you have to get a permit and you have to have probable cause to get that permit. So
Yeah, you have to have good cause, and in LA County, good effing luck. It ain't gonna happen unless you have a bunch of money, and then you can kind of buy your way in. But yeah, basically California is a no-go. If you're in Stockton, Fresno, kind of the Central Valley area, sure, the sheriffs there give them out. But where I live, where Alex lives, yeah, it's good luck.
That's interesting.
Don't even try. It's not even worth it.
I always knew that there was like lack of reciprocity for certain things. Like I have mine here in Ohio, and I know that certain states, like if I'm traveling through them, that
Right.
it doesn't apply. I just didn't.
Yeah,
know
it will
that.
not apply in California.
I didn't know that it was just almost impossible to get one out there.
It's basically impossible to get one in California for the most part. Now, somebody's going to chime in the comments or something and say, well, I was in, small town USA, California with 150 people population. Yeah, sure. Okay. But generally speaking, California is a no-go. So same as Hawaii. Hawaii basically is a no-go.
I just read something that a federal court said that 18-year-olds should be able to buy handguns. Got marked as unconstitutional to prohibit or ban an 18-year-old from buying a handgun.
Saw that too.
Yeah, they were trying to ban 18 to 21s, and that got overturned. I mean, I think
It's always
it's
been
not
that way. Yeah, it's
officially overturned, but it's going that direction,
yeah,
right?
it's always been that way. I had to wait till I was 21 to buy a handgun.
Yeah.
Or an
That's
AR
part of the
pistol or
problem
anything
with-
like that.
Part of the problem with the United States. You're an adult when you're 18 for certain things, but you're not an adult for other things until you're 21.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say which I believe is the correct age, but once you hit that age, it should kind of cover everything.
Oh, agreed.
If it's 18, well, then it's 18 and you can buy guns, you can buy alcohol, you can do this, you can do that. If it's 21, well, then everything at 21. Like, don't have it half and half. That's just confusing and silly and just kind of stupid.
Agreed.
So
All right, boys. We got anything else?
I think that kind of, yeah, I think we've gone down the, yeah, I think we've covered most of it.
Are there any like Blade shows or anything coming up, or
Nothing around here.
There's
Blade West.
Blade West. When is that again, Alex?
October.
October. So I will be down in Southern California for that with Alex because I told him he has to go if I'm going to drive all the way down. So he's going to go with me. Maybe we'll get our other buddy Chris to fly out from Texas to go with us too. Maybe we'll see. Only because Chris came out to the California Custom Show that Alex and I went to last time. So get the three amigos back together again. Maybe, maybe not. But yeah, I am planning to go down to Blade West.
I will be there.
And then the other one is as Nav Sergeant just said, I was going to get there, man. You didn't even let me finish my sentence.
Too quick.
USN in Vegas. And that's in Labor Day weekend or something, I think. Is that when that is?
So that is a really cool show.
I've never been. I don't know if I don't know. I may or may not make it to that one. Probably it's a no. Everybody that's asked me already, I have said I'm not going to. But if Nav Sergeant is going to be there, then maybe it's worth going out.
Yeah.
So, and then I'll make Alex just drive up to Vegas and meet me there. He can pick me up at the airport because it's like a 4-hour drive for you.
Yeah.
I'm not ever driving to Vegas again from here. I did it one time. It was stupid.
Yeah. Vegas.
I have been to Vegas as a young child. Fun time.
That's when it's fun.
It'd be even more fun as an adult.
Vegas is okay. I go there, here and there for work and stuff like that. There's some conventions I've gone to in Vegas and done some work in Vegas, but I don't. Typically, I'm not a big gambler and stuff, so I don't like go to Vegas for the weekend to, party or anything.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool. I like the shows and stuff, but yeah, same thing. I'm not like a casino guy or that stuff. I spend my money watching lives, not gambling.
Mm-hmm.
I'd go to PDK. That's about it.
I know. That would be worth driving out there for me just once. Just go check it.
I hear it's. I've never been, but I hear it's a very tiny shop.
It is.
It's
It is.
very small, but they've got like a storage room in the back where most of the stuff is. But it's a very small, like I don't know, 5-6 people type of can fit in it.
That's how the OG Blade HQ was. If you've ever been there.
No, I went to the new one that apparently is no longer a storefront.
Wait, really?
Yeah, they're moving to Virginia. Is that right?
Really?
They're moving.
I don't know. Somebody was complaining about it on Instagram or Facebook the other day that they went there. They happen to be in Utah. They drove by, and there's a sign on the door that says, "We're no longer a storefront. Go buy stuff online."
The OG Blade HQ, when I was out there for a business trip, we stopped by, and it was really tiny. Like the storefront was small. But we explained, who we were with and why we were out there and everything. Like, do you guys want to come take a look at the back? And we had to go look in the warehouse where they filmed like all the original videos. You know how they did all the contests and stuff back there.
That'd be cool.
You can see all the offices and everything. It was really neat.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It was a cool place.
So,
Their warehouse is huge.
yeah,
It's just
I
rows
saw
and
it when
rows
they
and
did
rows.
they did the grand opening of the new site. I happened to be in Utah for a couple of months doing some work, and so I took a day and went down to their grand opening of their new site. There was that about almost 3 years ago now. I guess they opened that site.
Yeah, that was like right after we visited.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah, and again, it was a very small storefront area to go in, but just a massive warehouse area.
Yeah.
We can't see it, man. You got your virtual background on, and it kills the showing of the knives. It's like a holographic knife. It absolutely kills it. Just turn your background off, man.
Is that a Shiro?
Mechanic.
There you go.
Mechanic. I like those scales.
That's a cool knife. He let me borrow that one. That one's very cool. That's Rex 121.
Yeah, it's the Rex 121 core. Isn't it?
I remember.
Yeah.
Which I didn't even know was a thing until he set that up. I mean, I don't know everything. I'm just some knucklehead with a YouTube channel. But I'm like, Rex, what? What?
I want to know if he's making that Damascus himself, or he has a place near him that makes that. Because you don't see that.
He doesn't make it himself.
Okay.
He has a guy that he buys it from.
That is so cool.
Yeah, that's a totally awesome knife too.
He's buying locally made steels most of the time, I think is what he said. So
very cool.
I don't know who or what, but it's kind of cool with the stainless core and all that. Yeah, he's doing it.
Yeah, that's a totally cool knife. That one I enjoyed checking out and having hang around in my pocket for a couple days. That's a fun one.
Yeah, I was cutting a piece of smoked turkey leg with it yesterday.
Kind of a not a weird, but the deep carry clip is deeper than the knife.
Yes.
So it's a little, I don't want to say odd, but it is odd, right? I mean, I've got a couple of knives here that just got loaned into me from Damned Design that I'm going to do some filming on, and all four of them, the deep carry clip is deeper than the knife, and one of them is way deeper than the knife, and I actually don't really care for that one.
No,
it's a perfect knife if it had a normal clamp.
Yeah,
I've seen one of those, or a knife like that where it's kind of off of the back, and comes around.
Is that the Flash?
I don't.
It's the Aegis.
Yeah,
it's
the
difficult
Trident.
for me to pull out.
Yeah, I don't really like deep carry clips personally.
A regular deep carry clip I'm okay with, but when the knife is all the way inside of your pocket, it's a little bit cumbersome for me to deploy from my pocket because it's all underneath kind of that seam of your pocket, so it's a little awkward for me.
Alex, what is that?
Depends on the weight for me. If it's a lighter knife, then I don't really mind it. But if it's like a good chunker, then yeah, I don't want it to.
So that Warcry is pretty cool. I just shipped mine back to Nolan from Forever Knives. He let me in a super custom one. When he makes a 3.5 inch or bigger, he told me I could get the first one because I'll buy it. If he made that just bigger, I'd buy it. But that's like a 3-inch knife, and it's too small for my hands. It might work great for Alex and Tom.
Yeah.
I think it's good size.
Well, my hands are a little bit bigger than Tom's.
Do we know this for sure? Do we know this?
Yeah, we know this.
Yeah,
But it's a great knife, right? I mean, what do you think of it, Alex, now that you've had it for, 3 weeks?
Yeah, I think it's fantastic. It's a nice little knife. It fits my hand nicely. It indexes well. It's sharp.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably one of the better Well, like I told Nolan, I think this is the best tech made knife I've handled.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, that's made by Best Tech?
Yeah, it's made by Best Tech. The next best one that I've handled from them would be I think they call it the Togata. That's a fantastic knife.
I got the progeny from them is really nice.
I haven't seen that one, but the Togag, yeah, whatever it is, that one is really nice. And the Warcry, it just came out great. It's just a little too small for me.
Yeah. So.
But an awesome knife. I really and Nolan is a super cool guy.
Well,
So.
He'll be joining us on the podcast as well pretty soon.
Cool.
Yeah, he'd be a good guest to have.
So I talked to him about it already. So he will be joining us at some point. He's going to try to figure out which Sunday is an off day for him because he works nights.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
And he's in California. He's local to me, probably about an hour away or so.
Yeah.
Yeah, super cool guy.
Yeah, he is. Very nice guy.
So cool. Well, there you go. I think we've rambled long enough and gotten way off the beaten track this time. So thanks for hanging in there, the 10 of you that have stuck through it.
So
I think it was the Wendy's Pringle that kept them going this long.
Yeah.
yeah, seriously.
Mia Bell says, "Are you talking about knives?" We tried to talk about knives, but it kind of went sideways.
Knives
today.
and other
They're sharp.
Knives and stuff, I think, would be a
Yeah.
good topic with title
Yeah.
for today.
What my other hobbies are, by the way.
You got
Oh, we forgot Alex. Alex brought it up.
his other hobbies
All
are
right.
eating Wendy's flavored Pringles. And eating
All right,
chips
Alex,
before
what are your
stores.
other...
Soundboards.
You can close us out with your other hobbies. Sorry about that.
All right, my other hobbies are knives and cars and watches and pussy.
Nice.
And on that note...
Now on that note,
Let's see.
Okay.
Our next episode, since we waited so long, should be August 1st, so 2 weeks.
There you go.
As long as nothing gets in the way, 2 weeks. All right.
August
Cool.
month. I get a little stupid in August, so I'm warning y'all.
What do you mean? You're gonna have a bigger soundboard, or are you just gonna be extremely busy?
I don't know. I might just come out in a
Toga.
Burning Man outfit.
Burning Man outfit. There we go.
I just want to let you know that I do have the power to kick you out.
Yeah.
Like with one
If it
button,
gets
you're
too
out.
far, boom.
It's that easy.
You'll pay for that if you do.
He's just gonna show up naked on the next one.
I'm just gonna show up naked to your house.
Don't tempt him. Don't tempt him.
Oh, and then when I send you that knife, you're gonna have my address. Fuck.
Oh boy, oh boy, boy.
Hey, that knife's taking forever, so let me know.
Okay, I definitely will. So
There, like 3 or 4 setbacks. Like first time was like, oh, you know, we're too busy or we're running behind. Second one was like some material thing. You know, third, I don't know. So they said at the end of July they're supposed to start shipping out. So I don't know. It should be around there, I guess.
I'll let you know when it arrives, as long as you promise not to use my address for other activities.
Alrighty then.
Okay.
You know, Walrus was no. What was it? It wasn't Walrus. It was
Mastodon, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't Mastodon. No, it was. It was Walrus Ivory.
Yes.
God. And if that wasn't illegal in California, I wouldn't have to have them ship it to you.
Because Ohio's just better.
Well, they're-
yeah.
It with like killing anything out there, anyways. So that makes sense. Guys like, I can't ship it to you in California. Well, I'm like, oh, well, I got this guy with tiny hands. He wouldn't even know what to do with that knife. Just safe.
I'm gonna send you a picture of me like two-handing it.
They're like,
If you did that with every Instagram post, you'd be like Nick Shabazz famous.
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah, Nick Shabazz had his thing, the little bitch hands, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. He does bitch hands though.
No comment.
Yeah, no comment. There you go. On that happy note,
Now
2
it's no
weeks.
comment.
2 weeks.
We will see y'all in 2 weeks.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. See y'all in 2 weeks.
Thanks, guys.
All right, we're off.